let's get this shared out. Where are our YouTube channel? Good evening all, welcome to Mexico, South America tonight for tonight's race. A little bit late getting loads up into the lobbies, so it might be a couple of moments before we do actually start to ready up for this evening's session. But hopefully it won't be too long now. Tonight racing in the Red Bull, I don't think I have a teammate. I know my full-time teammate is opticked for a Wednesday night, however he is not racing as it seems. So we'll see how we get on tonight. Last time out Mexico was just over a week ago, maybe, or was it potentially 2 weeks ago? Honestly can't remember 100%. However, it was not the greatest race of my life. Did come in P12, so outside the points. Did manage to bring it home, although I've been through my setup this evening. I found numerous issues there with the setup, so that's actually saved me quite a substantial amount of time. And it looks like we're going into the session, into qualifying, for 18 minutes with just 11 on the grid as it stands, unless anyone joins late in the qualifying session. Mexico, certainly, as you see there by the staging picture, it's quite a technical little track. Sector 2 has a very long section of S's within it. Very easy to invalidate a lap on qualifying and to rack up penalty points through the race for invalidating your lap by going wide. It soon racks up as 2 warnings followed by a 3rd strike, which is a 3-second penalty. Last time out I almost got disqualified for having 27 seconds worth of those penalties. Some other people were actually disqualified for having too many penalties on that occasion as well. It is a very hard track in that sense if you're pushing lap in, lap out. There we go, so we're all set up. I'll just give it a moment before I do head onto the track. Looking at those around tonight, who are going to be the main targets. I'd say Paul will probably be a target. Last night, I don't know whether it was a one-night thing. Potentially Sochi isn't his best track, but the first time I saw his name pop up, and he was certainly quite a way off the pace last night. Jake, normally quite close to my pace, depends on the track, so it could be quite interesting. Other than that, looking around, there's not that many I think I'll be wheel to wheel with. Mazepin, Callum aren't normally too far up the road, same as Leppy. Cesium has had a few mishaps during sessions lately as well.
Perhaps we should get out there before it gets busy.
Okay, so yeah, I think we are going to take the advice and head out onto the track while it's quiet. And we'll get first of what I'd hope to be 2 runs in for qualifying, but that is if I can get 2 runs and a valid lap time. Obviously it is very hard around here, so there is always an opportunity where I might have to push and do a 3rd. But let's have a look through. As you can see, as I'm coming up on the bottom left, this main straight here is quite an excessive distance, and it's a long way to the first corner. So again, very heavy braking zone like last night in Sochi. So section 1 of the track, not too bad, quite fast flowing actually when you're up to speed as well, although there are a couple of 90-degree corners in there. To 1. Now we get a little bit more technical as we start to go through the next part of the sector. These couple of corners here can be quite well known for pulling you in and can cost you your race literally by taking you out. This is the S section, so full concentration required, even on an outlap to be honest, to hit these corners right, especially when at speed. And as we get to sector 3 and the stadium section, and then I'll be going to a flying lap. There we go, so we're on a flying lap. A little bit of silence there through the last sector, it is quite technical, and I'll probably go silent for the remainder of this lap to be honest. Just misjudged that over brake. It's going to cost us probably 3 or 4 tenths there easily. Certainly not ideal, but we'll see fastest laps going up at the top of the board. A little bit of a lift there through the last section of the S's. Again, another tenth or 2 that's going to cost. And too deep into the stadium. Certainly a place you don't want to be going deep into the corner. Not often I'll say that in life. Don't go in that deep, but there we go, 16.6. I am so far off the pace, and there's a lot of improvements, as you heard.
Understood. Stopping
Certainly
this lap.
not happy with that lap whatsoever, but at least it is a valid lap. There is, with it being Mexico, potential that someone might not get a valid lap time at all during this session. It's quite rare considering the nature of the drivers, and we do this pretty much week in week out on many occasions. Obviously we do go and visit all 21 tracks on the 22 tracks, sorry, on the game throughout this season. Only ones we do not visit are the short versions of Bahrain and Japan and the USA that have been created on here. Obviously they aren't real full-size tracks, it's not Grand Prix tracks, that's why we don't contest them. So just getting back to the pits as quick as we can, bottle up a new set of soft tyres and find a nice gap in the traffic to go out for a second run. There you go, see Mercedes just pulling out as I'm pulling in. It's either the Extremist or the Mercedes of Jonathan Cox. And what's actually more annoying is the fact that I've just gone quicker in practice sessions I've been doing prior to this than I have just now, by quite a long margin as well. Based on my practice times, I would be in P3, which I did a 15.2. Now in practice you also only get up to rich fuel mode, not max, which is extra fuel as well.
Lap so far is a
So it should mean even quicker.
1:16.6.
So yeah, quite annoying there, and certainly a long way off where my pace actually lies. To be honest, just 5 cars on track. If there is a gap, I think I'll wait for the Racing Point and Mercedes to come round, the pink and light blue dot there, coming around towards the final section. Judge it right, don't get in their way, and then pop up into that nice big gap there. So they are entering the last few corners. Mercedes is in the stadium. So if I begin my outlap now. See, Mazepin left the session. I'll presume that's a connection issue, and he'll be back very, very shortly. It's a wild guess.
All clear the garage,
But that
please.
is
Car
a
ready to leave.
guess. So we've got Alfa also come out of the pits, and I believe that Ferrari is also on its way on outlap. There we are, but yeah, nice clean bit of track for the time being. The Ferrari will probably end up dropping back a little bit or holding his distance behind, but certainly one nice easy outlap, not to burn too much wear off these tyres. Now, Mexico is known for tyre wear. It does use a lot of wear. There we go. Jake's actually let me through. I don't think he realised I'm on an outlap, but I will clear him just for the fact of the clean air. Some yellow flags as well. I think that is the Ferrari and Jake behind tripping over each other. Again, Ferrari on the outlap as well. Not entirely sure who's in the Ferrari, but I believe it is Cesium, if my memory is correct, but I will have to double check for that. We are on to a flying lap. There you go, so you already see Delta is positive, which is always a good sign. And there we have invalidated it, so it just exceeded the track limits. So we'll go again, we'll just keep well out of the way for Ferrari, still on his hot lap. There we go. There's only a certain amount you can get out of the way, but always try and be nice to everyone else, because obviously you expect the same back when you're on your flying laps. He's got plenty of fuel to go again for another run. I think he is also just invalidated, which is why he's now backed off. I think he's let me through there. Yeah, I'm going to go straight onto a flying lap then with plenty of fuel on board. Again, try just to keep this one valid, unlike the last attempt. And I think that's the tidiest sector 1 I've done so far today. Now I've got the more technical sector coming up. There we go, and it's going to put us relatively where I'd expect to be, much quicker than lap, nearly 8/10 quicker. Doesn't actually improve on, yeah, it puts us up to 6th. Extremist has been disqualified and left the session. Not entirely sure what's happened there. Very odd. So I'm going to take it easy getting back to the pit lane now, just for the simple fact that obviously I'm now going to have to start this lap on these tyres. I'm just going to get well out of the way as well for these cars behind coming through. Got a racing point behind as well. Don't want to catch us at a bad point, so we're going to go really hard right here. No, he is letting us continue on our lap, so he's obviously invalidated, or maybe was on just a very fast out or in lap. Always a little bit hard to tell who's on exactly what type of lap.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
It doesn't matter that we've just invalidated there, because we are obviously on our in lap as well.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
15.8 is still much slower than I did in practice, but by 6/10. But I'm not going to waste another set of tyres based on the number of runners this evening. Although it will bug me a little bit, knowing that the pace is in the car and in myself. Yeah, we'll leave the other set of tyres for the race. There we are as it stands at the moment. Oh, so only a 10th off Callum.
Our
Maybe
best
it'll
lap
be a
so
little bit
far is
closer than I
at
thought.
1 minute 15.8.
Cesium, Jonathan Cox, where are you? You're on. Jonathan Cox on mediums there on a 15.1. So yes, he's half a second behind the leaders. However, that medium tyre is normally over a second slower here at Mexico. So he has got some pace in that car tonight.
We're top of the
Right on
speed
board
trap,
with people, I think. Jonathan Cox actually out on a lap
207.6
here.
miles per hour.
See if we can find him. There we are. No, he's on his way in. Who's this? Callum. I'm not sure if he's on a lap. I think he is on the end of a lap. Yeah, no, he's just rushing to get back. He might want to go again and get another run in, but that's an amazing time for Callum actually. That puts me. Who else have we got on track at the minute? Brett Grill on an outlap, so we'll watch him round and why not? Let's have a look how he gets on. There goes Brett Gorilla going into turn 1. Yeah, I'd expect him to be challenging for pole position tonight, based on the races we've got in. There we are. Ferrari there getting out of the way, and very well could be Jonathan Cox out again, or it's Cesium, but I would take a punt that Jonathan Cox might be slamming on the soft tyre. Yeah, let's see if we can keep it clean through the S's. I don't know if that was slightly too far over. We'll take a look and see if his position does not improve from 9th place. It was a good lap, although a little bit deep there in the stadium. Final corner, and drive out the last corner, not great there either. He stays in 9th there. I don't know whether that was an uncounted lap or not, but he is pushing now. It might look like he's going for a double hot lap. See what else we've got on. Paul trying to set a lap time. He's on an outlap. He's not set a time as of yet. So we will see what he does. Those sector times that are showing are just an outlap, so not representative. There we go. I'm going to go back to get on board with Paul there, just to have a look how he's getting on, because obviously he's behind. I think Broke's not on the lap, so he's going to start behind. Yeah, I think only one threat that could jump me now is Paul. See what his one lap pace is like. He certainly lost out a little bit in the race last night. There we go, so he's done a 17.8, and as I said last night, he was also off the pace. I believe he is new to the game, and he's also new to the league, so he's obviously got a little bit of time to get up to speed. Most of us guys, I know I've been playing this for around a year. Well, no, actually in a league, I've only been doing it since September. I've only been doing it properly really since January. I've certainly come from effectively where Paul is now, showing at 17.8 there, so you're always improving, using other people's setups to begin with, and then learning how to tweak your own setup to make it better. There we go. So, starting the race in P8 then, this evening. Paul, not too much of a threat from behind. Now, Broke and Extremist I would expect to come diving in pretty damn quick, coming down into turn 1. Let's just wait for it to load everyone up. It just takes a couple of moments, as most of you are aware, so apologies for the wait. Right then, let's have a little look for strategy options. Anyway, as expected, 2-stop race, and I think we'll just leave it as it is, and maybe play around with the stint lengths a little bit throughout. Yeah, we'll see what we do. It might be a little bit cool to go opposite to other guys, depending how close the on-track battles are. If I am in a 10-second in front and behind gap, then it pretty much is a straightforward 2-stop without any messing about. Here we are then. So, formation lap for tonight's Mexican Grand Prix. Callum a little bit.
Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
So I have already got some wear on these tyres from qualifying, so I certainly don't want to overwork them on this formation lap here. Any overwork will just cost you more in the race in terms of potentially having to cut your first stint short, which then can have a knock-on effect pretty quickly on your race, which is certainly not ideal. Now we are going to do something a little bit drastic, just in case we're going to do that. For those that are watching, you can see what I'm playing about with, just in case it's an early safety car. Now I can do that and then go for another set of them. So the medium followed by the medium would actually get you to the end of the race. So if we could do that, it's still your 2 stops.
Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now.
A little bit of heavy braking, keep these brakes up to temperature. We are coming into stadium then. Car will automatically have control taken from it in a minute by the game to pop us onto the grid for positioning ahead of the Grand Prix start. There we go then.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Once again, we'll just take this moment to say good luck to all racers out there. I know some do watch the streams back and always wish them good luck. And 5 lights are out. We are away for the Mexican Grand Prix. Got a good start there and a good run on Callum. Leppy has had a terrible start, a little bit of evasive action there, has cost us a bit of time, and broke there trying to come down on the outside. And they've got to be a bit wary here of those on the outside and take it a little bit easy. It can't be won on the first race. Broke has just lost his back end a little bit there. Hopefully we can have a look at him down onto the run into the next corner. It is going to be wheel to wheel with him. A little bit more wheel to wheel than I've had the last few nights, which has been nil pretty much. There we go, he has held the position there, and I'm a bit late in, although carried each other around the corner, and off we go. So fair play, both not wanting to give an inch, and somehow, although he carried me through the corner, it was held on track. I'd be very
We've held
surprised to see
position
Leppy
on
there
lap 1. That's
take
not great,
position
but it's
there.
not terrible. Stay
I'm a bit
focused.
surprised to see him even go for the opportunity. Ooh, that's called knocking me off the line. That's not allowed. There we go, Sproke's gone defensive as we can see. It is going to be a dive into the corner. Do not cut me off. He is going to try and cut me off there. Got to be very careful. Leppy diving down the inside. Leppy makes contact. That's exactly what we went to avoid. There we go, get the run back on him. How close couldn't you cut that without actually clipping each other? So their contact has cost them a little bit of time there. As we go around the outside. Okay, do pick up a little warning there. So we've had 2 warnings already. The next one is 3-second time penalty. As we see, Leppy has actually already picked one up, and there's my time penalty. I knew it was going to be coming pretty soon, to be honest, with the way that the first lap shaped up. But we have
You've been
gained
awarded a
position
time penalty for that
now
last
to
incident.
P7. Lewis Hamilton 2015 has
Okay,
left the
DRS is
second.
now available.
A little bit interesting, I'm not 100% sure why. So everyone's now going to settle into their race pace for this first stint on the soft tyres for the majority. There goes 3 laps down of 36.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.5
most people
seconds.
now picking up 3-second penalties. As we expected, it is very, very easy to pick up penalties around here. And a lot of the race can be dictated on who has the least, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is the style of the track that we are dealing with. It is very easy to cut these at very tight corners, especially as they're quite fast flowing. And there is a lot of debris there on the track. Don't know who's hit who, but certainly now an opportunity to capitalise on someone else's pain. So we prepare to go on a bit of a push it. Looks like Jake has dropped back. Keep an eye on it as we start approaching, especially through the S's. If they have got wing damage, they are going to struggle. So we do mess up the S's slightly there. Now, whoever that is will be wanting to pit pretty quick. I do believe it would be Jake. Looking at the fact he's now slightly out of position. Yeah, and as we see there, Jake box into the pits. So he's probably going to go for a charge for a 2-stop with medium a wild guess of strategy at this early point. He certainly won't get a medium soft run in at this point. It's a little bit too early to be going on to the mediums to try and take them all the way to softs for the second stint, but you never know, could do it. We've got Leppy back for company again behind, half second, although it is filling my rearview mirror right now.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Okay, quite tidy through the S's again. Again, still improving. Personal best sectors 1 and 2 there. So you got the pressure on behind, so definitely a good time to start putting in personal best. On what are now 5 lap used soft tyres in the race, plus another 3 from qualifying. So certainly seen the best of these tyres. As we see, Leppy is going to come up from behind. He has got DRS, he's going to come like a train. And we can defend this on the inside a little bit. And we've just got away with it on this occasion. He will have DRS again here. Going to deploy anything we have. And I think he has actually just lost the car slightly. He's taken damage.
Our gap to the
So
car
he
in
must
front
have
is
just caught curb roll on
3.0
that
seconds.
exit as he was squeezed. There's a very similar manoeuvre to what we saw with Max and Lewis in the second round of the 2021 Championship in Imola, where Max squeezed Hamilton. He jumped over the curb. Hamilton did not take any damage on that occasion, but quite easily could have. I believe on this occasion Leppy has there jumped the curb, and it has now caused him damage by pinning into the wall. It's already dropped 2 seconds. I expect to see Leppy now pit in. I see Cesium pit in very, very early to what I would have expected. So as promoted as P5, however we have now got a few out of place, so Cesium would obviously jump back up there. Jake, not sure how he's getting on. It'd be nice to get the overcut on Jake, but on his fresh mediums he's probably going to be putting in pretty damn quick times. There we go, as we speak, fastest lap pops up there for Jake Lee. So realistically he's probably going to undercut us there, even though he had the damage, but he will be on a slower tyre later on when we put a fresh set of soft tyres on. It's a little bit early on the entry there, giving us a warning. All four wheels were just off the track at the wrong time. I'm really surprised we haven't seen Leppy now pit 3.7 behind, and he is dropping more and more time, especially in the slightly more technical sector. Paul there retired in the middle of the S's.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down, maintain a positive delta.
We're going to use that to our advantage. A little bit quicker pit stop. Perfect timing. Very late call there to make the pits. Callum, Casey all ahead there have also opted into the pit. Cesium's actually stayed out. He's obviously just gone new tyres.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
So we've got to keep within the delta time now.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
There we are, green flag, off we go again. Got to get these mediums up to temperature pretty quick. So back into 8th place now. After that and the safety cars, Jake has pit again. Quite interesting to see that. 10 runners left in the race. P8 at the moment. Extremist behind has gone on to soft tyres again. So he's doing a soft medium by the looks of it. So he's going to be pretty racy. He's normally quicker anyway, so I'd expect him to probably close that 15-second gap. Well, let's see, 17 seconds. It's interesting that it's actually increasing. Maybe the extremist is carrying damage at the moment. Yeah, he's definitely carrying damage or something to be losing the time he is. There we go then. So obviously we've got these guys in front. We've got Mazepin in the pits now. He's going to lose a lot of time there because he is pitting while the track is at full speed compared to the majority of us who have just pit under the VSC, which will save you about 6 or 7 seconds while everyone else is slowed down on track. So a little bit of a... maybe he had already gone past the pit entrance when the VSC was out. Right borderline on that corner as well. There we go. So closing in broke Gorilla again. Not expecting to be racing him tonight, so I'm wondering if he might be nursing an issue. Certainly going to be getting pretty damn close to his DRS range though. We will have DRS on this next straight, so we'll start deploying everything to see what we can do. Okay, if not here, we have now got the main straight coming up. He is definitely nursing an issue with that car there. He is fighting it left, right and centre. There we go, and we're past before we even attempt the DRS zone. There we go, DRS will just fly us past. He's going to try and take a little bit of slipstream back off us, but won't work in the long run. Now, advantage of getting DRS there means you'll also get DRS along here, even though not behind at this point. So it is a win-win. Cesium in 3rd place with 5-second penalty. So I will take a wild presumption that it's probably going to be from either speeding under the safety car or from speeding in the pit lane. I'm not 100% sure which that is. Everyone else around on 3-second penalties. Now I am borderline to get another penalty if I get told off for corner cutting again, if I exceed the track limits. It will not be a warning next time, it will be a penalty taking me up to 6 seconds. There we go, but we currently find ourselves in P5. At least tonight, where I've had a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action, which has been quite nice. The last few nights I've been stuck in pretty much quite empty, vacant gaps within the track. Only advantage that is, meaning you're only relying on yourself to keep it clean, not racing with others. We have had a little bit of wheel-to-wheel though, which is quite nice, obviously, to do wheel-to-wheel. It's been very tidy from all racers, although some very late moves by us all. It has worked very, very well so far. So Broke has bitten the bullet and Box seen that promote Leppy into P6 behind as next car on track. 6.2 behind at the moment. Now he's normally quicker, obviously he was trying his best to get past earlier but just couldn't quite make a move stick. I'm sure he'll be back again very soon. He's certainly closing at quite a rapid pace considering we're on the same tyre and pit around the same time. Behind him, what have we got? Mazepin, 6-second penalty, and 6 seconds behind as well, so he's a little bit down the road, but again he is closing in. See Paul leaving the session there.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1. The gap to the car ahead is 4.5 seconds.
So these guys behind closing within a couple of within the second of each other, so hopefully their battling might slow them both down a bit. We'll see how we get on. It would be quite nice to see them both slow each other down. Now the fact that they are gaining so much just on the straights, as I've just noticed, probably means they are using a lot of VRS and fuel. Now at the minute I'm actually trying to save a little bit of VRS for the battle when it comes. It will come, it's a matter of when and how many laps. But we'll see how we get on with that in a few laps time. 4 seconds behind, yeah, we're looking probably lap 15, 16 before they do actually start really getting on our back doors and have to start thinking about that particular strategy. You don't want to defend too much,
Car
so it
ahead
will
is
ruin
a
your
second
race,
lap faster than you.
but at the same time you want that track position. A little bit too early on the brakes there, going to cost you again a couple of tenths. So we see Leppy gained 4 tenths in that sector where it made that mistake. There we go, we can actually see his nose in the distance. 2.5 seconds back, he is really pushing now. But the question is, when he gets to us, is he going to have anything to fight with? If he's using all his ERS now. Completely messed that up, and Leppy gained so much time there. Now Mazepin's actually gonna Mazepin, I'm going off the real name, Mazepin behind is actually gonna have DRS on Leppy, might slow Leppy down weirdly, while obviously defending a little bit, which would be quite nice. But I don't know if he's close enough to trouble Leppy right now. Could turn into a three-way tussle this for 5th place. Also, the other question is, I don't know how close the guys are behind them. They do look quite a way behind on the track map. I believe we're all going to have another lap to go now. We'll start playing a little bit of a game with these guys and use a bit of energy up. Everyone else around has also already got onto their 6 second or more in penalties, so we are doing best out of penalties at the moment. Obviously another corner cut will pop that penalty onto us, which won't be ideal, but the longer we can keep it a lower penalty rate, the better. It gives them more time to rack up more penalties. Certainly better than last time out here. Did finish with 27 seconds of penalties. If you hit 30 seconds you would be disqualified automatically. But no, that was not my finest showing whatsoever there. As we see in the background, there they are. I think they were just outside of DRS range, but it does mean we are now going to have to fight.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap. Gap to car in front is 3.7 seconds.
There we go, that is all Leppy needed, just a little mistake from me there to close that gap. He is going to be right on our arses.
No need to worry about tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
Mate, really? Why were you so close there?
Virtual safety car, reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace. VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Just coming up on a lap car here. The extremist obviously lost connection earlier on, we believe, so we can just drive straight on by, well, through. Now, due to that VSC, I'm not entirely sure who is where on the track, because there's a lot of people who have already made their second stops and gone on back onto fresh mediums, and they'll be quite happy to bring it home on those. So I'm not sure who has now made a second stop. A little bit confusing. Until I make my next pit stop, we won't really get a realistic idea of who is where. I certainly will not be P3, I can assure you that much. However, I know Casey has pit, but Mazepin will need to again. So what me and Mazepin are racing for is definitely very much track position, both with one stop to take in this Grand Prix. So he's having a little look there, and he will be close enough to activate the DRS here. Casey as well, won't be fighting Casey too hard, to be honest. He's not in a race for tonight, but
you're catching the car ahead by around 5/10 a lap.
I have to do a few defensive manoeuvres up into turn 1 from these two battling
You've
behind.
lost some time to the car behind.
There we go. So Casey has got through there very tidily, but Mazepin has got another lap to go to try and get that position. He'll be gutted that he's got to waste another lap behind me. Oh no, as we get that other penalty. Now, Cesium down in P6 has got a drive-through penalty there.
It will go
That
against
will
our
be
finishing time
speeding
at the end
under
of the
the
race.
safety car. Wild guess, so expect to see him in probably by the end of this lap. He has 3 laps to serve it. Again, we'll see Mazepin is going to go for it once again. So push out the final corner. And pull away a couple of hundredths. Now he has got the DRS activated, he will start to close in again. As we run into turn 1, is he going to have enough time? No, he isn't, not on this occasion. He will try and take this nice and tidily to get a good run on the next DRS straight, just down here. There we are. I think 9/10 is looking a little bit too far ahead again, and he's going to have to wait another lap.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
I've actually got
Okay,
Mazepin dropped
gap
out
ahead
of
is
DRS range there,
3.9 seconds.
so he should not get DRS on this lap, so I think we've actually broken the barrier for the time being. There's a little bit more breathing space down into turn 1, which will be quite nice.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
I really don't think Mazepin here is enjoying riding behind us. So we have a bit of the kick of the back end there. Lift out, but there we are. Do end up taking it very cleanly. Now I do believe he was in that 1 second DRS zone again. So again, we're going back on the defensive, as he has a little bit of spin there and a bit of a twitch out of the last corner. It's going to cost him a bit of time. In fact, I'm not going to waste too much energy on this fighting it. Even though he has DRS, he won't close in time after having that slight mistake out of the last corner. There you go, it's still going to be good solid 8 tenths behind there. He has obviously got DRS again on this next little corner, as we pick up another warning there, which is badly misjudged. Now he has got 9 seconds penalties as well. If I get one more warning, it will turn itself into a penalty, matching us on 9 seconds. Certainly now need to look at getting finding a little bit of pace to make sure we do keep him behind. I've got a new set of soft tyres ready as well. Lap 25 is the aim for the pit stop. I believe that Mazepin will also need one more stop in this race. Be quite interesting to see when he does
Our
take
gap
that.
to the car in front is 8.3 seconds.
There we go, we'll take this at our own speed. There we go, he can't get past, even though I had a little bit of a bump there. He's backed off a little bit too much, got a little bit of wheel spin. That's given us a
We're
little
going to
bit of an
box
opening.
this lap. Push hard on the in-lap.
There you go, he has actually just picked up another penalty as well, so that is my comfort room now. Yeah, certainly time to make a pit stop. After going very, very long on those tyres. Try and keep him behind as we go in for this stop, and then hopefully hit it hard with a nice out lap for a nice undercut here, just to give us a little bit more breathing room in the final stint. Whoops,
You've been awarded a time
there we go.
penalty for that last incident.
Not so much of a breathing gap now, but still in an okay position. So P3 will probably turn to about P5, maybe P6 after this pit stop. Not 100% sure how close the nearest rival is to Callum. I think just got a breakdown in time, and Mazepin has also come into the box. Here we go then, this really is going to be a race to the end.
Go now.
He has not got a front wing change, no, so he's definitely going to be on it from the word go. Here we are then.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit
That does
stops.
drop us to P5. Leppy going through. P6 now. He's going to have to pit again, surely, if he's on those soft tyres at this point. Unless he's just pit, but I don't think he has. So he was firmly behind us before. He has also got a lot more in penalties as well. So I can't see him trying too hard. Obviously these fresh tyres now are just going to eat away at that gap in front. So we'll have to back out a little bit harder than I normally would there. I'm not overly keen about following him through these S's, so we're just going to look a little bit cautious on this particular lap. They're lucky getting really out of sorts. Does give us DRS. But I think we're going to be a little bit too far back on this occasion. So look at lining them up for the main straight and dive into turn 1. There we go, yeah, I think his tyres are about done. He is due to pit as well.
The gap behind us is 3.3 seconds.
There you go, just looking for a little bit of a toe. There he is, just keep in the middle just to make sure he can't come back at us, but no, pretty straightforward in the end. Hopefully
The gap to the car ahead is 4.8 seconds.
That would be a good match. Now Mazepin's actually just picked up another penalty, so he would have to pass and gain 6 seconds.
Green flag.
To get further up the road. Not sure what brought out the yellow. Probably someone's having a little bit of spin as it was such a quick yellow flag. Or going a little bit deep off the track. So this should class as my fastest lap of the race. Yes, by 2.3 seconds quicker than I've gone so far. That is definitely a much faster lap there. 17.4. Much more competitive now we're on these new tyres. To be fair, the old mediums did have 70% wear on the front left. Oh, we've got the 4.7 to the car in front, which is Callum. So if we can try and close that down to about 3 seconds and hope he'll pick up a few extra penalties, that'll be quite nice. But I would like to do the overtake on track. It would just be a little bit nice to do the actual overtake and see him past. See Jonathan Cox go fastest with 16.0. So he's obviously on his new set and absolutely flying out front. It's a wild guess. Not really much of a competition for him tonight. More so, how far ahead can he get?
Caution, caution.
See a Haas in the pits. It is Broke Gorilla. Leppy also now diving into the pits. That's freeing up Mazepin with 4 seconds between us at the moment. 4 in front and 4 behind. Broke Gorilla has now left the session.
catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
So definitely pushing now, 2.7 to Callum in front, closing that gap down about 2 seconds since we pit a couple of laps ago. Just got to keep it clean, not exceed track limits, not pick up any more penalties now at this stage of the race. And potentially that podium could become ours, which would be absolutely amazing, and it would also be a first for myself in VRL. Callum's going to want to keep it clean, he's going to know I'm coming, but he's going to be doing everything he possibly can, but he is just losing time left, right, centre when you're not actually pushing at the minute either. It is all a question if he gets another penalty or not, really. Same for me actually in that case, as I say that, it also depends if I get another penalty. Hopefully not. Got one there, I really didn't think that was classed as going wide, yeah, alright. Anyone watching? Yes, I have gone very quiet by the way, full concentration now, as I would like to close in and hopefully secure potentially my first podium in VRL tonight. Is certainly on the cards as an option, as we stand with not long left. Case Jennett in the pits.
Gap to car in front is 1.8 seconds.
I wasn't expecting to see that. He will be out anyway by the time we get around that, but all it needs is a slight accident. I think this is Extremist's Ghost we are coming up back upon, as we also close in on Calumet. Certainly getting much closer now. 2.2 seconds. He is holding that gap. I think he realises there is a very big chance he needs that 3-second gap if he does get another penalty. He's trying to keep that 3 seconds there just in case.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
This could turn into a last lap race here. Lepi has been disqualified. Now that will be for exceeding the amount of penalties that you allow, which is 30 seconds. Madspin and Jake actually behind, both on 18 seconds as well.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Come on. Just need that extra penalty there for Callum if he can pick one up. That would weirdly be amazing. Got to just be careful myself not to pick a penalty up though as well. Keep within that 3-second gap. He's going to know exactly what I'm playing at, and obviously he's going to keep it as clean as he can as well to ensure that he doesn't pick one up, but where he'll be hoping I do. Give him a little bit of breathing room just in case. With one more lap after this. We have just broken DRS as well.
Green flag. This is your final lap of the race.
Not quite close enough there. One more real attempt. As Callum has now picked up that penalty.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
There we go. Price up to P3. First time ever on the podium. What a race that was at the end there. Well done, Callum, for trying to fend me off as well. Those last few laps were brutal. Unlucky that you picked up that 3-second extra penalty there. It really was a game changer, as we thought it might be. Definitely improvement on last time out. 12th place with 27 seconds of penalties tonight. Podium position, first time ever in the VRL league with the lads. Very, very happy with that. There we are then, confirmation of that podium there, and hopefully driver of the day. That is it, thank you. And oh, I honestly sweating after that race. There we are, actually got a podium for the first time. Really, really hard race. There we go, nice to actually see myself up on the podium with Jonathan Cox, which is a rarity. And who was the other one on the podium? I can't remember. I do apologise to whoever it was. Of course it was Casey, I did forget. There we are. Brilliant racing, guys. Great night tonight. Thank you all. Thank you for everyone watching and sharing my first VRL podium with me.